As far back as I can remember, as being a little kid, my mom was involved with gangs and my dad had left me at an early age at 2 years old. I lived in Los Angeles during that time. I just started hanging out with the wrong people and getting involved in gangs. I was probably like 10 going on 11, We just want to be part of something, especially when you don't have family. That was my thing. I always felt welcome around gangs. They always showed me love. I think because my mom was a gang member too, a lot of my family were involved in gangs. In the 90s in West LA, there was a lot of shootings and killings at that time. So, I was always just told to have a gun. I would hear about shootings. There's a lot of shootings that I saw. Pretty much from the age of 10 to 21, I was probably only out the longest ever, probably like 2 weeks, dude. I never lasted more than 2 weeks within that time frame. I actually enrolled in Santa Monica City College, so I was taking classes there, dude. And I was like, cool, all right, I'm just gonna sell drugs, but go to school and do good, and like, I'm gonna still be from the gang, but I'm not gonna do the stupid stuff no more, even though selling drugs is stupid stuff, but like, that wasn't my mindset, So I got shot, and then once I got shot and I recovered, pretty much after recovery, that's when my friends died at the Moose Lodge, and then later on that year, and that's when, something else took place. So it started like this. I was just at home sitting at a regular day. My cousin, he just comes to the front door with the gun like, hey, I just shot at somebody. And I'm like, okay, whatever, just give me the gun. They say all of this was me in the police report. They didn't have full physical evidence, but they were just going off my cousin's, story. And literally, dude, when they pulled us in, I couldn't believe what my cousin said in front of the detectives. But it seemed like before the end of the day, they're like, okay, you're being charged. It was 2 counts of attempted murder on police officers. So they wanted to give me like 2 life sentences plus 20 years for the gang injunction. So once I go to receiving, I see myself on the news coming outside the house, I had to go through trial and deliberation. So when you go to trial, deliberation is when they come to the conclusion of what they're gonna do with you, right? And make their decision. And that was the most stressful time of my life. Of course, Sister Mary was involved with a lot of the churches in California. She popped up during my trial, And at that point, I was already either suicide thoughts in my head, or not. It was like, God, please give me a sign. I was stressed out because I thought I was gonna be convicted. But then again, too, I just had that little bit of hope, and that little bit of hope was God. And dude, let me tell you, when I stepped in that court and they told me not guilty, now that was like the happiest time of my life, man, because I was like, finally, it's all over with, man. And it was like being born and just all over again, a new life, man. Last year was a hard year for me. I was still drinking a lot, and I was a really bad alcoholic even before it happened. And my grandmother, she was murdered last year, and and so I just, the way that it happened and the way I said it, it's hard. It affected my family. It hurt a lot. And my dad, he don't drink, and he started drinking. I never seen him drink before. And it was bad that it happened, and like, I was just drinking, going bad. My job, they got on my case a little bit. So, I was gonna probably start losing everything. And I just had to make a quick decision. I knew I had to come to church. You guys were one of the first ones that popped up. Not necessarily the very first, but the share New Life. Well, just New Life in general. That's what I was looking for. Just everybody pretty much greeted me. And then just the service in general, what you've been talking about, has been relatable to my life. At the end of the service, when Jeff said for me to look up at him, I had to look up at him because I wanted to get right with Jesus. I wanted to fully dedicate myself to Jesus, Ever since my first day at this church, everything has been getting better for me in my life in general, honestly. And God's just helping me with my patience, my anger, my anxiety, my stress, and everything. Honestly, I've been already put through a lot of tests after I've been coming to church at work, and I'm just so calm and mellow, you know what I'm saying? The next step in my life is gonna be to get baptized. So I was baptized when I was a baby. This time I'm making a full commitment to Jesus because I'm really making all the changes. I feel that being rebaptized again is just a new beginning for me, you know, a new life completely, you know. Jesus is my Lord and my Savior and my God and my Spirit, and I know He's there for me when I need Him, and I feel safe.